Welcome to Forbes Toyota, guys. I was just working on a situation here for a guest I had just recently, and I thought this was a perfect video to get together for you guys. I have a guest that does a 100-kilometer commute every single day to work. They drive to the city and back, and for them, they're in a position, they're gonna do that 600 to 700 kilometers every single week on the vehicle. They also do some run around with the kids and some of those kinds of things. They're currently driving an older SUV, and they're looking to get into something new. Right now, their vehicle is over 10 liters per 100 for fuel consumption, something a lot of you are probably experiencing yourself. And of course, with the current fuel prices, it's getting pretty expensive. So we have a lot of people that are coming in looking to get something more efficient. But as soon as you get into the homework, if it's something you're not comfortable with, there's a lot of options. So I figured putting together this, chatting a little bit about it would be a great idea. So for somebody that's driving 100 kilometers per day, with a 10 liter fuel consumption, 10 liters per 100 kilometer fuel consumption, is spending over $20 per day on fuel right now. Just taking one simple step into a normal hybrid vehicle that's completely self-contained, you do nothing different, there's no plug-in aspect at all, you drive it the exact same way you're used to, you're gonna cut that number roughly in half. So if you're somebody that's spending over $400 a month right now, you could save $200 by simply just buying a hybrid. If you're ready for that next step, we can then take that vehicle, add a plug-in aspect, and with that, you get a full electric range every single day. And with that, you get to save all of the energy or all of the fuel with that energy and get an enormous amount of fuel savings every single day. From there, there's a final step where you can go to an electric vehicle, save all of your fuel, and each one has a place based on your commute. And whenever I hear somebody mention to me that they have a 100-kilometer commute, they really want a RAV4, the space is perfect for them, then there's a great vehicle option, and that's the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. In 2026, Toyota redesigned the RAV4 completely, gave us a brand new 6th generation model, and with that came a new plug-in model. They've improved the vehicle, they've added more efficiency, and ultimately delivered us a vehicle that's priced fantastic. One of the things that's great here in Canada is we have some government help here on vehicles. There's some incentives at different times, depending when you're watching the video. And the nice thing is they've positioned the plug-in hybrid to fit into that budget. So you've got the opportunity to get into a plug-in hybrid on a budget that fits. And ultimately, if you have the usage where you're driving that 100 kilometers a day, you're gonna be able to charge every single night, maybe even have the opportunity to charge twice a day, then this is a fantastic option, guys. I am standing here with our very first RAV4 2026 plug-in hybrid, fresh off the boat from Japan. It's one of the models still made at home in the motherland. And guys, we're so excited to be able to deliver this video to you and show you this exciting new vehicle. One of the best things that we've heard about the new RAV4 plug-in is that it's gonna be available. With all the continuous changes into hybrid, we've got a lot more models that are offered in hybrid. The infrastructure is getting there. We finally have the ability to offer this vehicle to you. It's not gonna be the crazy wait times you're used to, that if this is something you're after, if the situation makes sense, definitely come check this vehicle out. This is our full-time demo unit here at Forbes Toyota. We've taken our very first unit, completely plated it. We've got it all ready to go for you guys. We'll have it on the charger every single day. It's one you're welcome to come on out, take for a drive, experience that additional 100 horsepower that the plug-in hybrid provides, along with all of that efficiency. We're gonna go through the whole vehicle together and chat about a few of the things. That's one I'm gonna stop on one more time for you. Let's chat a little bit about what makes the hybrid and the plug-in a little bit different. So in terms of an engine, they're very similar. We've got the same 2.5 liter engine in both, but what they do is they give this one a little bit of a bigger electric motor, and it only has one, whereas our normal hybrids have two. A little bit different design, but the main thing that this offers is this vehicle can go 130 kilometers an hour for up to 89 kilometers per day on complete electric power. So for all of you folks commuting, if you're on the highways, if you're on the freeways, if you want to race past those kids on their bikes, you can do all of that in this vehicle at low cost. I shouldn't say free, at very low cost at home when you charge it. This vehicle will charge for under $1 at home on your low power overnight, and you'll have that 89 kilometer of range every single day. It goes down a little bit, the range, as you get up into the higher models, but the SE here is the one that offers the best efficiency of all of the plug-in models, okay? Again, the ability that it can go 130 kilometers an hour makes it that entire range, you won't use any fuel at all. And there's quite a few guests that I have with this vehicle that have gone months without ever filling their gas tank. So that's where that situation comes in. Let's have the conversation about your daily use and whether this vehicle is the right one. Because ultimately the price tag and some of those things all really don't matter when you can use that much electric range every day, okay? So we'll get through the vehicle a little bit. The one thing to touch on with the SE model, guys, is that this model is only available now on the plug-in option. So there's not a standard hybrid SE anymore. So this kind of sits in a unique little spot. You won't see exactly the same trimmings anywhere else, only here on the plug-in. And I think one of the major reasons they did that is to bring it to a price point where, whether that's incentives or some different things, offers you a vehicle at a price point that might make sense, depending what trimmings you're after. So as we go down, some of the nice things you'll notice right away, you've got all our blackout badging, contrasts really, really well with the white, with all of our satin finishes on the fenders, the mirrors, as well as your roof rails down the vehicle. So really gives it that nice look. And one thing that they've continued on with the sport models, which obviously we love, is those black wheels. They've continued that with the 18-inch alloys here on the vehicle. Really gives it that sharp look. And like I said, my favorite is that black and white accenting. As you come down, one thing that's interesting, you guys will notice, this is one of the models, the XSEs are the ones that get the two-tone color look. So we've even seen some people add it here. Some people like the traditional single color look, but that's one thing to note. It is a sport model, but we have the single tone roof there. And then of course, all the blackout badge on the vehicle, I think it really, really pops the vehicle. A really nice touch here on the RAV. I want to open up and show you the inside. One of the things that's of course always talked about with these plug-in hybrids, all the technology that's in there, is that we still have a whack load of cargo room here in the vehicle. So with the vehicle, you get a couple accessories. I'll even take out our tonneau cover here to show you, but you've got a great cargo room in the back here. If I didn't tell you it was a plug-in hybrid, you probably would never know. And that's one of the best parts about it. There's no extra hump, there's no extra space back here. You can still put your seats flat and you've got a ton of room here in the back. So that's one of the important things that people always want to know, is ultimately, what am I giving up by taking that? And ultimately it's not much. Back here. As well through here, I'll dig a little bit. You've got a couple extra accessories with the vehicle. It's nice. You get the cargo mat as well. You've still got some storage under here. What's nice, you've got the spare tire. So that's always a really big thing, especially here in Canada. People want to know that they can fix themselves if they get in this side of the road. All the jack and stuff's with that. And then a few power options kind of things on the side. Not too much back here for you. The nice thing is a little bit of space. The important thing is a ton of cargo room back here. Of course, being the SE model, thankfully we do have the power liftgate back here as I close it for you. Really nice touch, kind of important here to have that with the kiddos, full hands, all of that stuff. And then just, of course, always that nice little touch. We've got our plates on there, but you get the green plates. Really nice for commuting, especially here in Canada. I don't know if all markets have that, but it's a get out of jail free card sometimes on the expressway. So let's hop in the vehicle. I want to show you what's unique about this one. So come on, guys. As I pop in, some of the real normal creature comforts that we've come to expect here at Toyota are all present in this vehicle. So of course you do have keyless entry with remote start. Really, really nice here with the plug-in option, of course. That way you can, remote start the vehicle at home on power, really save that full range for once you get driving. If you have any questions about charging and some of that stuff, definitely ask some questions when you're in. I'll spend all the time in the world really making sure you understand, scheduling and some of those things. But that's another video. We've got lots on the channel talking about some of that. As we get in here, inside the RAV. If you haven't seen a new 2026 RAV4, welcome. It's absolutely beautiful. The new interior, they've really given us a really nice open feel with a nice, good sized screen. They've improved it a little bit since the previous gen, but being the SE entry level model, it's overall not too big, fits well in the dash. Of course, it's great. You've got your CarPlay, Android Auto. The new 2026, of course, has Safety Sense 4.0. So you'll find a lot of those features here in the screen. Really nice for functionality and stuff like that to have that here. And then one of the really nice touches here in 26 was adding the digital MID up front. So fantastic for showing one of the biggest things is they've added navigation onto the screen. So it allows you to kind of keep eyes off the main screen more into line. Really nice touch, as well as of course all of your safety stuff, and that is on this model. But it's really nice that we have that on the base. There's actually not tiers to it anymore. All of them get the full digital display. A lot better for showing you the information you need. I find especially on the plug-in, it's great to be able to get all that data on the screen. As well, let's go from there. I really want to chat. This model is one of the only ones left on our whole lineup that has cloth seats. Every model above this one now all have leather, and these ones are a very unique cloth seat. As you can see, it's a very durable, unique design here on this seat. It's got a nice kind of, I wouldn't call it a cross stitch, but definitely an improved, more durable stitch all the way along the seats. All of our plugins have kept this blue stitch now for a while, so it's nice that it still has that really nice accent in the vehicle. But the main thing to comment is just these seats. If you've got kiddos and you're worried about cleaning any of that, you could really rub these well. I know I got 4 kids and all the spills, it never ends, but it's important to be able to clean them up, especially in cloth. So I feel like they've done really well with that. Maybe it's just, you know, if you're out camping, any of that, it's nice to know you've got seats that are gonna hold up. We obviously know the powertrain lasts 20 years, so it's important that the car does too. So I like that change. Other things around you here, of course, all of our new cluster design here has been, for overall most people, well improved. You got the full shelf style with a few different cubbies, lots of charging ports all around the vehicle. So definitely when you're into the dealership, check out the new design. Let me know down below what your opinion is of that, what you think. I overall really like it, and offers good space. I won't touch too much on this video. Just to be aware, they've changed the position a little bit. They're up a little higher on the dash now. Things like your auto EV, the way your ability to operate with the plug-in system. So that's all here for you. One thing that I've noticed is they've actually taken, we used to have quite a few different buttons for the EV, the auto, your ability to switch to hybrid. They've really changed it all just to one button here. And then you're able to cycle through your modes. Nice, cleaner setup. And it's in I find a little better hand position up front. So a nice change there. But if that's something, make sure when you're in for a drive, if you've previously been in a RAV4 Prime or a Prius, that you understand some of those changes. That's one of the best parts about these plug-in hybrids is you have the ability to choose when it uses that electric power. So are you going to be in auto mode where the car thinks for itself, uses a little bit of gas, but really stretches that electric range? Or are you in a position where you're going to use completely electric until you're out and then switch over to a normal hybrid function? So you get a few different options, and that's definitely something. Ask lots of questions when you're in. That's the important part, is that we help you get the most efficiency you can out of the vehicle. Other little things around the vehicle for you, if you haven't seen yet, this is one that's always talked about online. They've given us the fully removable center console. It's flippable, so you can put the hard side or the nice leather side. And then the other side is, the other factor to it is that it can open both ways, so both a his and a hers. A nice touch when you're sitting there digging through it, that you don't have to reach over. I like that change that they've made this year. Other than that, overall, guys, I feel like the number one thing to notice here is it's still a RAV4. They've really just brought this vehicle into the next generation. One of the important things with this one is that they didn't want to change a whole lot. They wanted it to feel like home for you folks and come into a vehicle that you're used to, especially on the SE models. As I get in the back seat here, we're in the back, I'll throw that up for us. I'll take a seat in here. One thing that's always talked about in these size vehicles is what the rear space feels like in this vehicle. So this is one that has a moonroof in the front seat. So that's always a big idea, that you lose that space in the roof. Overall, guys, I fit. I really do. I'm not cheating at all. This seat in front of me is exactly where I sat in that front seat. My knees aren't even touching. My head has room. I actually can move it around. If I get right over on the edge here, I can get a little bit of roof I can touch, but right where I sit, I don't actually touch at all. For a guy that's 6'5", I really can't ask for any more out of the vehicle. I know for me with the kiddo seats, I've got lots of room back here. I've had 3 in here if you really got to force them. They got to get real comfy and like each other, but they can fit 3. You've got 2 anchor spots for kids, which is nice for those seats. So lots of ability here to get comfortable. You've got their own armrest back here, which is always a nice touch. They've kept that there for you, which also gives you a few extra cup holders, so you can have some hot drinks and some cold drinks in the door, whatever you need. And then as well, one of the nice things, they've kept the charge ports back here, so everybody can charge their accessories. Everybody's got their iPads and their phones on the whole trip. Really nice that they've kept that in these new models. And then of course, one of the nice things, just always like to comment on these vehicles, is we've got the rubber mats throughout the whole vehicle. I know in Canada, we've offered that now for a while, so it's a really nice touch that if you're coming to these new models, all of your mats are included, especially here in the rear for the kiddos. It's nice to stay clean and all of that, of course. So let's hop up front here. As I come around the vehicle here, I want to show you. So on the left side, the driver's side of the vehicle is where your gas port is. Here on this side, this is where your charging port is. They've put it on the passenger front corner, so they're hoping for charging and stuff like that when you're hooking up to cables. It's in a really good position for you. This is a J1772 plug. Really fancy word for this. Is our most common, I would say, stage 2 and stage 1 type plug. So it's fantastic when out in public. There's a lot of places that you have this connection. If you need an adapter or anything like that, of course, there's options for that. With this cord, overnight, your vehicle will charge every single night. That charge time is somewhere between 7 to 10 hours on a stage 1, so that's your outlet at home. If you do have abilities for stage 2, maybe at work, at the library, any of those things out in the community, a stage 2 will get this vehicle down to only 2 to 3 to 4 hours, depending on the amperage. And some people even have that charger at home. Maybe your second vehicle is an EV or any of that, and you have that additional power at home as well. Toyota does sell a dual voltage cable. So the vehicle will come with a stage 1 cable, so that 120 volt outlet, but you can upgrade if you'd like the dual voltage and get access to that 240 volt power, really bring that charge time down, and open up the opportunity that if you're somebody who does your commute to work, then you want to be able to come home and still get the kids to sports, maybe get the kids to groceries, or maybe you're somebody that's doing a ride share. You're using it in town, you want to be able to stop, recharge quite a few times throughout the day. Your ability to get that electric range throughout the day can be extremely valuable, that if in one day you can do 200 and 300 kilometers on that electric range, just think of the fuel savings at that point, guys. So if you're somebody looking for a vehicle that you want to be able to have that electric range every day, you know that you're going to be driving a little bit more than the average Canadian every single day, over that 50 kilometers, and you're going to be able to get really good use out of electric range, then this is a vehicle that quite honestly will pay for itself. Be able to save all that fuel. It can be talking $200, $300, $400 per month in just fuel savings. So whether that allows you maybe to take the step up to a vehicle you couldn't afford before, maybe that allows you to get the RAV4 plug-in for something that you weren't even looking at getting a hybrid yet. The major thing to understand is that all of that is what helps you alleviate the cost. The other thing to remember is, guys, this vehicle is 300 horsepower. It's a ton of fun to drive. It's a vehicle that is actually made with a little more love, a little more care than our normal hybrid, and truly offers you a drive that is above and beyond our normal RAV4 hybrid. So it's one that really is kind of a best of both worlds, offers that efficiency, offers a great drive without any range anxiety. And guys, for the first time in a very, very, very long time, they're actually available. They're a vehicle you don't have to wait a year for. We've got a full-time demo here in the dealership. So if you're somebody that's in the market for a new vehicle, please come on down. Let us have the conversation with you. Are you ready for a plug-in hybrid? Are you a normal hybrid driver? Or maybe you're looking at an EV. We can go through all of them together, chat you through charging, chat you through the technology, and ultimately the best part, come on out and drive the vehicles yourself. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you want some help with some fuel mileage conversations, with some technology conversations, we're here for you. Above all else, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and of course, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.